This is what it is. Okay, you also need to pay very close attention when you're working on a particular vertical, and more so if it is a regulated vertical. When I say regulated vertical, like insurance is a regulated vertical. Okay, all things emanating for insurance companies is all based on decisions passed by IRDA. IRDA is the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority. So you have an IRDA. Similarly, for somebody who is operating on the mobile operators, okay, so the TRAI is. So you need to keep a watch over government bodies or the regulations and policies which are coming into place. I'm sure each one of you, whatever type of printing you do and whatever kind of markets you are working on, there will be and regulations which will be coming into place which may be impacting your business. A close watch on that is very important. Association of printers and big names. Okay, this is again like a syndication, but within that organization, within that vertical, who are the big names? Okay, who are the people who are at the top of their game there? Okay. Observing them, studying them will also give you a lot of answers. Okay. So we come to how do we enter, or what should be the entry strategy into that vertical. Okay, get connected to the associated trade bodies in that vertical. Okay, how many people are part of associations? If you're servicing pharma industry, how many people have become members of pharma associations or related associations? One. Anybody else? If somebody is doing FMCG or anything, or retail or something, have you become members of the Retail Trade Association or any such thing? None of you? No. These are very important things. These are basics. If you are getting into a particular vertical, it is very necessary to be aware of which direction that particular vertical is headed into. Okay? You need to be a part of it. Like we service a lot of clients in Western Europe and North America who are part of the direct marketing industry. From the time that we conceptualized MOS, okay, we became members of the DMAI. I remember I had to struggle to pay the initial membership, which was $2,500. Okay, and I had to literally struggle to pay that because we were just setting up. I was a one-man show at that point of time. There was nothing. The organization was me. Okay. But still, it was necessary to be a part of the DMAI if I was going to service that industry. So somehow or the other, I managed to get that $2,500 out. And since then, I have not looked back. And today, I pay something close to about $7,500 as annual membership fee for that. But it has yielded me huge amounts of results. And this is something which all of you must actively look at if you're not part of the associations. Participate in the events pertaining to the vertical. I have participated in direct marketing shows. Okay, just to cite an example again, when we were one and a half year into the business, 2 years into the business, we decided that we will take up a booth at the DM show in Chicago. Okay, the smallest possible available booth was taken by us. We had nothing to show. Okay, we just put up one panel, which our people carried from here. Rita is here, Jayashri, they were both part of that show. Okay, and we had brochures, and we were standing at the booth and calling in people and talking about our company. But trust me, it got me enough prospects, which we kept working on, and from which we got 2-3 clients. That money was well spent. So being a part of a particular vertical, then become integrated into that vertical by participating. If you are servicing the pharma industry, go to the pharma industry exhibitions. I see printers going to Drupa spending huge amounts of money. What have you gained? Except anxiety and ulcers. Of course it's like that. Oh, digital is coming, I am scared. What is that? Instead, if you were to invest in the business, in the market that you are in, okay, it would have yielded you result and it would have allowed you to sleep at night. Okay? How many people who are servicing different organizations become a part of that? They don't. But You go to Pamexes and you go to Drupas and you go to all of those and spend huge amounts of money, talk about technology, unnecessarily worry about it, and at the end of the day, it does not add any value to your organization. Yeah, you know more about technology. You can get up amongst 10 printers and say, okay, Landa is bringing this. Who cares? Your customer doesn't bother about it till at such time that he is going to do that. Look at your market. If you are going to pay attention to technology, pay equal amount of attention to the market that you are servicing. This is where we fail, because attention is only on one particular aspect. Decide how to position your organization in that particular vertical. Positioning is very critical. I said at the start of my presentation, like, I have not positioned MOS as a printing company. For me and to my customers, MOS is a direct mail and direct campaign management company. I have a tagline which says, Mail Order Solutions India Private Limited, redefining boundaries of direct marketing. Okay, because we started with international markets and it's a registered trade line. These are small things which you do to create a certain perception, a certain image about your organization. Because in a crowded marketplace, these are the things that differentiate you from the next. Otherwise, you are also like everybody else. Johnny Ran, you asked me during the break a question as to how to break the price hoodoo. How to get a little more from the customer when everybody else is, offering lower price. Very valid question. Because we are in a market where our customers are looking at us as commodities. And to do this, these are some of the things that you do which allows you to position yourselves a little differently. We charge the price that we want because of the perception that we've created in the minds of our customer. These are small things, but very critical things in the long run, because it makes the difference between what is your profit and how much did you lose on a particular job. I hope it answers your question. It does? Yeah. Okay. So you position your company any which way you want. You are the best person to decide. Okay? These are very critical points. You pay attention to you know your organization best. Take a decision as to where you are. And based on that, you make your strategy. Okay? Collaborate, co-create, and grow. It's something which has yielded me fantastic results. I will share with you how we got success in the loyalty program market. We were looking at the loyalty program market. So we were going to all the airlines directly. We were going to retail shops. Like we went to Shoppers Stop and we said, we want to handle your First Citizen. Because we were experts. They said, get out. We're not interested in you. We have relationships for years together. So we were thrown out. We went to a Kingfisher. We said, we want to handle your loyalty program when they were thriving. Okay? At initial stages, they said, get out. We're not interested. Okay? So this kind of things kept happening. And for us, it was a very important segment because that segment requires what is our core strength. Variable data printing, personalization, full-color digital printing. Okay? All of these things. So we felt that it was a very important segment. So how do we break it? We then looked at it that who are the people who are managing these loyalty programs for these clients. So we looked at, instead of looking at the end customer directly, we found that there's a very powerful middleman in them. There are companies which run loyalty programs. There are different companies, okay, huge companies who are now already in India. Okay. There are companies like ICLP, which is the other company, Rita? EMEA, and all of these guys. These are big names. We went to them and we started looking at them and we said, okay, we need to start having a tie-up with them. And it has yielded us fantastic results. We not only got to manage Kingfisher Airlines when they were doing well, okay, we're managing Ethiopian Airlines. We're doing a lot of wonderful work for airlines. How? By doing co-collaborating, co-create, grow. I've given another example, Carvi. If somebody is handling mutual funds, okay, People like Carvi, who are considered as service providers, okay, are very important. Some of them have in-house printing capabilities. Okay. Or if you are doing, data work with banks, etc., companies like Seclor, they provide encryption software for data to customers. They directly deal with bank. Now, if a Seclor goes and tells somebody like an American Express that, work with MOS, your data will be the safest, half your job is done there. So it's very important for us to understand what is the vertical and go into that vertical and collaborate with non-competitive people. Okay? You create collaborations which will help both of them. Like wherever we go, and client talks to us about data and says that we are working, we recommend somebody like Seclor, that why don't you talk to Seclor? They have the most fantastic data encryption software. The technology has moved to the level where today, when data comes to us from a customer, we don't even get to see that data. It comes in a completely encrypted form. It goes onto the print engine in an encrypted form. At the print engine level, okay, on a Xerox, New Era, or any digital machine, the data is decrypted on the machine, printed in a readable form, and then again encrypted. Nobody sees what the data is. So there's no question of misuse. So this is the kind of understanding that you must have of the vertical that you're working in, where you understand who are your non-competitive, vendors, and you collaborate with them to win business. Today, a Seclor recommending a company saying that they are very, very good in data protection is a big thing. So these are some of the things that you need to do. You do cross promotions, you sponsor, like we definitely participate. It costs money, I'm sure, but then we've made budgets for that. We participate in the retail summit every year. We have a booth there. We are standing there. There are all retailers, the Cadburys and the Nestles, and everybody is there. And within that, you will find in one corner one booth of MOS. You'll wonder what a printing company is doing there. But because we are so different, everybody comes there. Okay, guys, what are you doing here in retail trade? And that's the purpose of being there, because we are servicing that sector. It helps. A sequential personalized marketing campaign, offline, online, can be planned. If you know who your target audience is and you want to showcase your capability, okay, then you, like we did it, I'll show you an example. This was a personalized kit we made for the automobile sector. We want to position the direct mailing campaign. So what we did was we found out who the CMOs were, and we prepared a personalized kit. This kit contains a mouse pad which is personalized. Okay, it contains a coaster which is personalized. Contains a pad which is personalized. It has a thank you card. It has to-do notes. Okay, it has visiting cards. It has envelopes, and all of those kind of things which are presented to the customer in a fantastic way with a small note which talks about the power of personalization to an engaged customer on a 1:1 basis. Okay? Because today's world is all about engaging the customer. And this is what we've done with the customer. So it's again a development expense that we've done. It's yielded us very good results. Going back, offer the best price and respect the turnaround times that your client has within a particular vertical. Do not take up something knowing fully well that you are not in a position to meet that requirement. All things start going wrong there itself. Okay? If you're taking on something, maintain transparency with the customer and say this is what is doable, this is what is not doable. These are important things. Opportunities within challenges. Each vertical will offer you a lot of challenges. It's not so easy. It takes years of work. It's a highly competitive and sensitive market. There are already established relationships. Like I was citing you example. They're going into insurance sector. People had relationships with such big companies. They still have. Okay. So a new entrant like us, why would we be entertained? Customer has already got contracts in place. They've signed it on for 2 years. We have to keep working. You have to keep pushing the door till you can get a foot in. And once you've got a foot in, get in completely, slowly and steadily. It starts with a small thing. Build on that relationship. Okay? The vendor empanelment process. I don't know how many of you undergo this, but a vendor empanelment process is not only time consuming, it's a very, very expensive thing. For me to become a part of the insurance and banks, I had to first take an ISO 27001 certification. The ISO 27001 certification costs huge amounts of money, huge amounts of time. But because we knew what we were headed in, it was important to do it, so we did that. But these are the kind of steps that you need to take to understand what or how your market is. If you don't do this, if any effort is half-baked, then the result is going to be worse than half-baked. You will never get the result. So a huge amount of study is required to get into the vertical. Huge amounts of efforts are required. You will face challenges, much more than what I have listed here. There are lots of challenges that you will face. I'm sure, like I know my friend Rupesh is getting into a new business. He can talk about the challenges that he's facing. Any business, you are a multi.
Okay, yeah, my name is Rupesh, and I'm getting into a business where my competition is only one. There's only one guy who makes that product in India. I don't want to name him. Boss, it's difficult, but you need to be prepared, as Mehul says, and it's taken us at least 4 years to prepare ourselves to get into that market. And trust me, even if I go full-fledged, I'll be only 10% of the market with full capacities. But yes, as Mehul says, you need to be prepared. You need to be super prepared.
Yeah. Challenges are always going to exist in any vertical that you're going. Everywhere competition is there. We're not doing anything new. We are not doing anything which is a sunrise business or any such thing. We're doing something which everybody else is doing. How you package it and how you showcase it. Today you walk into a hypercity and you want to buy cornflakes. All the cornflakes, different makes, are all stocked together. Okay? Why do you get attracted to something particularly? Because of the packaging, because of the advertising campaign, because of whatever. But that's the business that we are in. We need to ensure that we see the challenges, we face the competition, and we are prepared to handle that. These are just some that I have listed. Okay? You guys know it best. You need to do it for yourselves. Some very small, basic things. I'm sure all of you as an organization have these in place, which is a standard kit which you have, where, like I said, you can have 5-6 slides which are common. And then you customize your presentation for the particular customer that you are giving it to. And what does it contain? It contains your company background, it contains your profile, it contains what is it that you're offering to the customer, accreditations, testimonials, certifications, a little bit on the technology and the processes that you employ. This is a part of what you present to your customer in your initial presentation. Last but not the least, this is where a lot of businesses are won and a lot of businesses are lost. This is what is called as account mapping and positioning. Okay? It's all about relationships. It's all about how the other person perceives you, how the other person treats you. And we are today in a process where we are looking at a lot of different types of organizations where the buying process is involved not just one person, but multiple departments. So you have a client, XYZ. Maybe there are 4 departments which are involved. Okay? Finance department, administration department, marketing department, and operations department. Within those departments, there are various layers. There'll be a head of the department, there'll be second in command, then there will be those assistant manager types, okay, who actually do day-to-day interaction. So these are the people who are involved. Now, all of them have a role to play in the final decision that is taken as to how or how much business your organization gets. Okay, you've got it. You've started getting small business. But how can you grow on that? You do it by account mapping and positioning. What is positioning? Positioning is that that organization has a certain structure. Your organization has a certain structure. Your organization structure, your CMD can get positioned with the head of a finance department, administration. So whenever there's a meeting with the administration department head or the marketing department head or the operations department head, then in that meeting the account manager also takes the CMD or the CMO or whoever is the decision maker. That's positioning. At the second rung, maybe head of sales and the account manager are positioned. And at the lower rung, it's the account manager and the opposite. So that's positioning. Why positioning is important? Positioning is important because when there are problems, the escalation metrics will work based on positioning. Okay? So you need to let your client know that A is handling the account, B is the head of the department, and C is the ultimate authority within your organization. So if there's a problem, first you go to A, then you go to B, then you go to C. Other way how it works is that you are also positioned. So you know that if a final decision has to be taken, the veto power is with the head of the department. So you as the CMO or whatever your title, owner, you are positioned already there. So that's most important. Within the organization, you will find there are some people who want to work with you, some people who don't want to work with you, and some people who are indifferent. मेरे को कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, काम इसको दो या उसको दो, वो साले सब पैसे खाते हैं, मैं नहीं लेता हूँ. Okay? उसको दो, मेरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. So you need to map the account to ensure that you are aware who's pro your organization. The mapping of the account is very critical. So you'll see under each title or whatever you call it, we've put positive, neutral, negative. Positive means, to just give an example, that person is positive about MOS. He will want to give work to MOS. Negative is somebody who will ensure that whatever it takes, the work does not go to MOS. And neutral are the people who are ineffective. It's very simple. To make an account effective, you need to ensure maximum positives. However, it does not happen that a person who is negative goes straight to positive. You need to work on him. Bring him to a level where he is neutral and then make him positive. But the reverse is not true. A positive can become negative straight away without being neutral. Okay? So even if your account is a stronghold, this is a very important exercise which you need to keep doing on a monthly basis, because it shouldn't happen that complacency sets in. You have an account which is your stronghold where you believe everybody is pro you. But all of a sudden something has happened. Your account manager has done something which has made them negative you. So this exercise is very, very critical. I just hope everybody understands the relevance of this particular, because this is the make or break. This is the one-on-one, okay, of any sales strategy. This is which will help you. You must understand how that particular person perceives you. Yeah? I'm not going to take up much time on this. You need to keep doing this every month. Whether you people have a sales team, if you are the owner, then you do it with yourself. If you have a sales team, you do it with the sales team, and you keep assessing your work so that you become better at this. Thank you very much. Last thought. Please read this. Don't forget.
It's not the strongest species that survive, not the most intelligent, but the ones most responsive to change. Charles Darwin. Anyone has any questions to Mehul?
I already shared it with you. All I have to do is email it to you.
No, he's talking of STB.
I will, for sure. What somebody from Freddie, your company, where's the gentleman gone? I'm sorry. Yeah. He felt that, whilst this is more for, people who are taking the decisions, he would be interested in something which is skills related, selling skills. How to probe, how to close, how to make an opening statement, and those kind of skills. I said, I'm sorry, but to do a selling skills program, I need full 2 days. Okay, so that's why. Actually, this is a part of a program which is called as sales management. It's a 3-day program that we run at MOS. Okay, out of which I have just taken out the strategy part of it, concised it as much as I could within the time frame that was given to me, and I have presented it here. But there are skills, there are role plays, and all of those things. Maybe if you people think this was good, then some other time the BMPA can look at doing a skills program, but we'll need a clear 2 days for that. And that's more for the selling, for the people who go, yeah.
Anyone else? Okay, let's give him another round of applause, please. Well done, Mehul. I think we are really glad we had it with us today.
Thank you.
I'm sure we didn't hear any mobile ringing. Did you?
Sorry?
Did you hear any mobile ringing?
I didn't hear any, but I saw a couple of people going under the desk and stuff.
Okay. In any case, most of them listen to you, I'm sure. Thank you, Mehul. Thank you very much. I request Fred to please up. तो इतना जल्दी क्या बैठने का? Fred, will you please on? No, इकबाल करेगा अपना काम. I don't know. Thank you very much, Mehul. Look there. Thank you. Now, before we wind up for the day, I request Iqbal Kerodawala to please propose a word of thanks.
I'm sure we'll all agree that it was a truly dabang session, wasn't it? Yes. Emotionally as well as physically, I think. Thank you, Mehul Bhai, for making it a rocking session. I think what you spoke to all of us was straight from the heart. As you said correctly, it was probably not from any book, but it was something that was your experience and nothing beats experience. So thank you. And can I please request everybody to again give him a big round of applause. Our thanks to the GIPT for allowing us to hold this seminar, the principal, Mr. Taskar, Mr. Denge, the HOD. A special thanks to Jagdish Bhai for really putting in the effort to make this program a success. We have a task group in BMPA which is in charge of organizing these kind of seminars, so a big thank you to them. Also a big round of applause to all the people who are here for having removed your time on a working day and allowing yourself to be taught. So thank you all very much. And all the students who have participated in this talk. Thank you all very much and have a nice evening. Of course, there are a few people we always take for granted, so you never want to say thank you to them, but then you have to say thank you to them. Prashant and your team, a big thank you to all of you.